but I like mine.
Oh, do you? Okay, try
Yeah,
that.
let's see how it works. Okay.
No, I don't know. See, that's the thing I can't get down. No.
The problem is this. I want this to be twisted.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, what's this? I think it just. Gee. I think it's supposed to be on the other side. I think it's
Well,
supposed to
it
be.
says, see,
So it should be.
but that says right.
Yes, it does. I can live with either one.
I'll go
whatever
down and
works
ask
for
him
you.
and see if it's...
We should be ready to start here.
Okay. Here we go. We're ready to start the afternoon round, the tiebreaker at the 2020 Nova Scotia Men's and Women's Provincial Championship. I'm Penny LaRocque, and in my co-pilot seat is Jim Russell. So, Jim, why don't you tell us how we ended up getting here in this tiebreaker with these two teams, Thompson and Steeves?
Yeah, sure, Penny. Welcome to everybody. We started out the week actually with 8 teams, and it was a round robin. And at the end of the round robin, we had Jamie Murphy, who was very well known. He ended up at 6-1, and he was the winner of the round robin. Therefore, he advances to tomorrow morning's final. Meanwhile, Kendall Thompson ended up at 5-2, so he is sitting waiting. In the semifinal game. This game that we're going to see here is to determine who plays Kendall Thompson in the semifinal game. Meanwhile, Matt Manuel also was 4-3, the same as these two teams that are playing now, and they played this morning. They got behind early, but they battled back, and it was tied up coming home. And then Chad Stevens made a routine shot, but nothing's routine if it's the last one, right? And to win the game, and he advanced to play Stuart Thompson. Stuart Thompson is our defending champion. And talking to Stuart before the game, and Stuart's been runner-up twice. Actually played with Mark Dacey one year. They were runner-up, and then he skipped his own team, runner-up in 2016. I think it was 2016 to Jamie Murphy. Or I could have the year wrong, but anyway, it was runner-up one year. Chad Stevens, on the meanwhile, has also been runner-up in the provincial Tankard.
So both these teams are well prepared to come out and win this game and possibly make it into the final. But the interesting thing, as you mentioned, Chad Stevens could be playing 3 games today, which is if he gets through this game against Stuart Thompson, that's a tough way to go into the next game the following day
after tough.
A week of
after
play.
A week of it, yeah, absolutely. But I mean, that's what happens when you have tiebreakers. Generally, the Nova Scotia Curling Association frown upon 3 games per day, but in this weird situation, it's going to happen. It could happen.
Well, with the 2 tiebreakers, that put them in that position. You can see the stone is going to be cleared out here now.
This is Cameron McKenzie, the second stone for the Thompson rink. Nice little clearing shot there. It's still partially guarded though, but it opens up the 4-foot, Penny.
It opens up the 4-foot, it looks like Chad Stevens will just look at the hit and roll back to the center on this. So there were a couple of draws made early in the start of this end that put them in this position to possibly be lying 3 here. And notice the speed of the sweepers. They're physically strong men, and they can move that stone around quite a bit.
We've got our stopwatch today, Penny, so we might be able to get some times. That one looked like about a 8.5.
Yeah, well, early in the end, in the game, you want to make sure that you keep the weight up. You never know what the ice maker has done to get the ice ready for this event again, or this game, and so you want to make sure that you're not going to overcurl. So yeah, he kept the weight up and still overcurled a little bit on this.
Well, not a lot of weight on this one.
No.
Cameron McKenzie's second shot. He hits and rolls over. I'm not sure I got the right time on that. I got around 11. It sounds like I probably missed the time, but I don't think it was that slow.
I think on that.
Anyway, here comes Peter Burgess. And Stuart Thompson will have the hammer here. And I believe, I'm not sure on this, maybe someone can help me, but I think it's because Stuart won the head-to-head between these two teams. So that
in the round robin play.
That's correct.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's it. That last one was 9.7 seconds. So that's about what we talked about earlier, Penny, about the speed. Probably they're going to be thrown all day.
Yeah, that's good controllable weight for the sweepers. Just a little hit here, roll in front of the one on the back of the forefoot.
It always amazes me, Penny, how easy it looks by athletes that curl well. And the truth is, it's not all that easy. But after years of practice, they've developed their style such that it looks easy.
Well, and then the viewers' expectations are so high when you see the performance level up at this height that it is right now at this advanced part of the game now. So, yeah, we're not looking to see very many misses in this game. So when someone misses, it's quite unexpected.
Yep.
Possibility of a double setup here now.
Yeah, it's there. Just got to hit it just a pinch off center. And here comes Colton Steele's second rock. He's going to be close.
Might lose his shooter on this. No. Oh, excellent.
Oh, did he get it out?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Just down the
very
back
good rock.
there. Beautiful shot.
Yeah. The target area for something like that is about 3 or 4 inches. It's not the same as just a wide open hit, that's for sure. Other because you could jam quite easily.
Well, and Chad has to look at this one now where he's going to hit it, because if he hits it on the inside and rolls to the center, he could possibly run it on the back and leave Stewart lying too on the back.
That's right. So it's got to be
Basically
careful.
A nose hit here, straight back. Doesn't really matter if he runs the back one off as long as he doesn't jam the yellow and stay.
Well, I watched the game this morning, Penny, and he certainly played well this morning. He was really solid in those hits, just like he was there. So they're going to take the other turn on this. They're going inside out.
Yeah.
But, typically most teams like to play the straight side. But it gets really far out. The farther out towards the sideline it gets, then people get a little scared and they decide they're going to go inside out. Mm-hmm. Play the odds, I guess. So here comes our defending champion, Stuart Thompson.
I think the team should be comfortable with the ice now. They've been on it for a number of games, and they probably have a pretty good idea what the ice is going to do on this turn. You can see they're taking a lot more ice here than they did on the out turn.
We've been here for several draws now, Penny, and my feeling is that the ice is really good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, players are just a little, didn't come as much. It was interesting how the ice ran that straight, both on the in-turn and the out-turn out on the 12-foot there. I would have anticipated a lot more curl than he got on that.
So this is a typical first end. Everybody's a little nervous. It's a huge game. Winner goes on, the loser goes home. You work all year to get to this point.
Yep. I think the first stop is the bar, then home.
It would be if it was me, I could tell you. Yeah. Just for one, Penny. We didn't, you know, we can't drink and drive, but we let one for the road,
one for the
one
road.
for the ditch.
One for the ditch.
I've heard that said. Anyway, this end is winding down now. This is Chad Stevens' last rock of the end. He's going to try to draw one in.
And down towards the one off the back of the rings there, hoping that maybe there will be
a little jam.
A jam. But this is a really good shot for a skip to be throwing here. And in the first end, pulling it out to the wings, they're normally set up to draw outside into the buttons. So this was darn good, Jim.
But I see that Stewart's taking less ice on this hit because of the first one just barely connected. So he's not taking any chances. But he's going to want to roll out here.
Probably will throw more weight on this too, because if he's hoping to hit it on the inside and he has taken less ice, he's probably going to up the weight. Great shot.
Do my old aging eyes deceive me? 6.6 seconds on that. It looked pretty fast to me.
It looked fast, yeah.
So that's the end of the first end. No score. S.Thompson retains hammer. Just a word about Chad Stevens. Chad is a proud dad today. Chad the dad, I guess, because his daughter is skipping the team that's in the semifinal position in the national juniors, and she'll be playing tonight. And one of the other Burgesses is on her team. Let me see. I'm just trying to. Yeah, Lindsay Burgess is on the team, and then the team that's already advanced to the final in the national juniors is the Manitoba team, and one of the other Lindsay's cousin, Carly Burgess, is on that team.
So Nova Scotia is well represented.
Well represented.
Jim, I'm glad that you clarified that Chad was a proud father today. I thought maybe his wife gave birth to their first child or something, and here he is playing in the Tankard.
Well, what we really mean by that is he's been a proud father for about 20 years.
I'd like to bring this in a little tighter.
Ooh. Well, they wanted it in, I guess.
Yeah.
Playing her pretty conservative here. Meanwhile, Stewart is going to play the tried and true corner guard, Travis Coulter. And this is bad to say this because it shows you how old I am, but I know Travis's great-grandfather, or knew him when he was alive. He was a relative of ours, so I guess Travis is my 8th cousin or something. Now, how does this look? It might be a touch heavy.
Yeah, they don't want it deep, maybe 5-6 feet out front. It looks like it could dig in around the D there. Whoa. A little deeper than they wanted. Ooh,
is it in?
Check.
They're checking it out. Is it in? Can we see?
Oh, they're calling the stick for a measure to see if the rings are
yes, they
true
are.
or not.
Let's check it out. It just slid. And from our angle here.
So the time stops.
It's a definite maybe.
So if the rock is out of the rings, then it stays in play. If it's in, it still stays in play, but it gives Chad the opportunity to now hit the rock. So the official out, measuring the stick, it's out. Yeah,
it's
the
out.
call is out.
And that's Karen Skiffington out there doing the measurements. Karen is a wonderful asset to the sport. She runs the club out at Lakeshore, and she also participates in a lot of these tournaments, officiating-wise. So we appreciate her efforts. She always does a good job for us.
Well, and not only officiating, she has coached
she has.
a number of teams, and she's also working very hard with the Mayflower Curling Club to bring along stick curling in the metro area.
Stick curling sounds interesting. Penny, can you tell us any more about that?
Well, maybe we will as we move along in the game here. We're looking for a center guard out here.
It's going to
Just over curls a little bit more
Yeah,
than they had anticipated.
Yeah.
I think it might have picked up something because they came down the ice and Kelly, the lead, came down halfway down the ice cleaning the surface off, so it may have picked a little.
Stewart's endeavoring to take the Stevens rock out. Travis Coulter's second rock. Oh, it's going to be, I think he's on the front. Just ticking the front.
You could see that he had thrown down weight a little bit, wanted to have a little more control to curl in around that. So it was in the free guard zone, and it's now placed back in the position where the Chad has the opportunity to replace it as the non-offending team. Okay. Just want a little bump back on this one.
Yeah, and get the bumped rock in behind that corner guard. Would be nice.
So watch the curl on here as well.
Graham Brecken's first rock.
It's taking a while for it to come. Well, you could play the little split on this.
That's a gorgeous shot. Look at that, right behind.
Right in behind.
13.9 was the time. The better the ice, the more sophisticated the shots can be. You know, you play with assurance rather than just close your eyes and throw them down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the ice here is pretty good. Now, Thompson's going to play the slash, I think. Yes, Stuart Thompson's been to 3 junior championships from the province. Once a second stone for his brother Kendall, twice as a skip, and he's our defending champion here at the Tankard, and he's also been runner-up twice at the Tankard as well.
So lots of credentials.
Lots of serious credentials here. Oh, he's going to take off the front. Oh my goodness! Little run back, beautiful shot.
Hasn't changed things very much, though. It's left the stone out front.
Yep.
And now Chad Stevens is going to come down here on this in-turn draw. They haven't called ice here before, but as I said, Jim, they've played on this ice now for a number of games, so they're pretty familiar with what they need to get around that long front yellow guard and then in onto the forefoot.
Yeah, probably top 4 would be good, eh, Penny, here?
Yeah, nothing deeper than that.
That'd be the ideal.
The team's backing off a little bit. Just
whoa. Right on the pin. Oh, he's gonna play the slash here.
It's there.
This is, I think this is a good, I'm okay with the shot. I think it's a conservative shot. You know, the other shot is just come around and bump it back, but he wants to open it up. He'd like to score more than one here. He's got the hammer.
Yeah, I like this call early in the game.
I think so.
Really.
It's close. Oh, a jam. So Peter Burgess is going to be up next, and Peter has got a spectacular resume as well here, and I don't have it in front of me, but he's really. I know he's won the World Junior 1 year. He's been to the Brier. I believe that he was in the Jim Sullivan rink that was runner-up in the Brier in 1990 to Fast Eddie Wernick. Anyway, they're playing a hit here, I believe. Here it comes.
Okay.
They're just a little nervous about that rock, so they removed it, Penny. Now here comes Colton Steele's first rock. Oh, I guess they're going to play I don't know. Can they get through that hole there?
It looks like they're maybe calling the. With that ice, they wouldn't be calling the run back, would they?
I don't know. No, they can't be. It's got to be going through the hole. And he doesn't look like he has big time weight.
No.
They're just trying to put it through the hole, I guess. Or as we curlers say, through the port. Oh, they're really hammering this. Has he got it? Look at this. Oh.
It's a beautiful shot. The weight was...
That was 11.4.
That was impressive.
That was 11.4. It's a little bit more than board weight. He did tick the front, but that not enough to hurt it. That's a great shot. And Peter Burge is going to follow this down.
Just try to do the same thing.
Trying to do
the shot.
Exact same thing.
Looks like a little more weight, but...
It looks like he's a little further out there to me. We'll see.
Starting to make its move. Oh, wow. These guys are good.
I was just going to say.
How many times can they do that?
They try shots that the average club curler's just not going to try. The average club curler's probably banging the front out of there, right? But how much room was there there? There was less than an inch on either side.
Oh, yeah, when you're trying to over-curl that close rock, and then there's the one out front, it's...
Here comes another one.
I'm calling the directional sweeping on this. Just a check.
It's like your Lux run out there.
And this one's probably worth a measure for sure. It's so close.
That looks closer than the other one.
Yes, it does. It could be. Yeah, it's on.
I think it's on. You're looking at that TV over there?
Well, Peter nodded
He
his
nodded
head,
that it's
so
on, eh?
I'm assuming that it's on.
Yeah.
Now what? Well,
Advantage Stevens right now, even though they don't have last rock. What do you do here, Penny? What would you suggest? Is it a guard?
well, it looked like he called it in, but I don't know. If you don't get it in perfect, then you set up the double and possibly a roll behind those corners.
Yeah.
I almost think a guard here
would be best. Yeah, that's right, because if he's a little heavy, he bumps that just enough to set up the double, right? That's the problem.
I mean, we know this man can draw. In the very first end, he drew out to the 12-foot, which I think is very impressive.
Oh, it looks like he's going to be in the house, I think. Oh, no, it's not a lot of...
Oh, now we're looking for a freeze straight on. I don't know if it just curled enough away to get the double. Not have to throw it pretty hard.
Tough double. Yeah, I was going to say that's a tough double. I got 15.3 on that on the hog-to-hog time.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's really keen. But I like that keen ice. It's good. The sweepers can carry it farther. You can get your touch.
And there's not too much curl. there's only maybe 2 feet,
About
2.5 feet.
2 feet, 2.5.
Yeah. Now this is going to come. I mean, he'll throw big weight
6.
to try to. This will be a 6.
This will
He'll
be a
throw
6.
the weight and then hopefully get that roll around the corner guards, which I had mentioned earlier was a possibility.
Well, and the way they're staggered in the front there, this could be a real winner. But it's going to be hard to get them both out and get the roll. Well, we'll see. Anyway, he's ready to go here. He's got about 3 or 4 inches of ice, not much. I don't think he wants it to move at all.
Well, he's not throwing as hard as I thought he was going to.
No, he's not.
Looks like he'd be satisfied with the roll behind the corner guard. Oh!
He's not going to be too joyful about this one. It just took off on them. They were. That was 10-5, so you're right. It wasn't a lot of speed, eh?
You had to pick something for sure. The way that went.
The way these guys throw, you're probably right.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that came out of nowhere.
So now what do you do? I mean, this is like it's like winning the lottery. Well, what do we do now? What are we going to spend it on, But I think that's the right call. Don't you? Just put in the guard?
Yeah, he has to.
It's gonna force the draw.
It'll force him into the draw. He won't take the risk of playing the run back on the yellow. He'll just force him in the draw. Take away the double takeout, the straight open takeout down the center line. Force him wide into the draw.
Or the other shot that they could play is play the come around draw to block off the draw and leave him the hit. I don't know.
I think they've thrown so many rocks down on that hit.
Well, that's right. I think that's why they're playing this.
Yes. Take away what he knows.
Yep.
Looks like a lot of ice, or a lot of weight here.
Oh, I think it is.
Well, you might as well bring it in and let it out,
boys.
count that yellow one. Whoa, this is tough now. You're facing 4.
This is crunch time right here. We're down to 1 rock, Penny. This is it.
It could be it.
Well, I think he's got a draw here.
It doesn't look like he wants to do that.
No, he doesn't.
It looks like he wants to hit and maybe give up 1. But
they're lying 4 now.
Yeah, they're lying 4. If he hits the yellow, jams over onto the blue, takes the 2 out in the back. Yeah, this is a tough situation to be in.
This could be the game.
Well, it could be.
I know it's early. I understand that. But, many games are won and lost in the early going. If he gives up 4 right here, it's going to be a long road back.
And that's why I think he probably doesn't want to draw.
Yeah, he'd say at least get 1 or 2 of them out of there, right? Give up 2 is not too bad. That's not serious. They're going to play
now we're going to see the
yellow.
weight. Now we're going to see some weight.
So he wants to smash that into that shot rock?
It looks like the best he would hope is that he could hit that yellow, just tick that yellow as well, punch that one out, but run in onto the blue and maybe get the 2 black ones out, or the blue ones out, and just give up 1. That would be the dream shot.
You probably believe in Santa Claus, do you?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be.
That weight call.
This could be something. Look out!
Wow, he just about did it. That was
pretty,
excellent.
Pretty darn good. He gives up 2.
Just have to come up a little bit more, Jim, and he would have gotten that shot
to
kick over and just give up his 1. But to come out of that with 2, pretty damn good.
Just looking at how the Stevens team got here, they started out with 3 wins, actually, over Manuel, O'Leary, and McDougall, 2 of the grizzled veterans, the O'Leary and McDougall teams. Lost to our finalist, Murphy, beat Gibson, another team of veterans. Lost to Stuart Thompson here, and lost to Kendall Thompson. I guess he's not a big Thompson fan, but they beat Manual, and here they are.
Well,
So,
speaking of grizzled veterans, we have the seniors coming up in 2 weeks in the Truro Curling Club, and this year we've, I think for the second year in a row, that the men's entries have been growing in numbers. We have 15 men's teams entered in the senior play and 5 women's
that's
teams.
right. And the teams are, it's the strongest. I'd venture to say it's the strongest field they've ever had for seniors, really. Just looking at Thompson, how he got here, he won his first 3 games as well. McDougall, Gibson, O'Leary, lost to his brother Kendall, then lost again to the young Manual team, the 4-time junior champions, beat Stevens, and lost to Murphy. So that meant that they were 4-3, and now they're out here battling it in the second of the tiebreakers. So Stevens off to an early lead here, Penny, 2-0.
It's a long game.
Yeah, 3 or 4 would have been really horrible, but 2 you can deal with. Mm-hmm. We'd like to thank Deloitte and Scotty's as our sponsors. We couldn't do it without their generous participation in our event, and of course Scotty's have been with curling on a national basis. So we really appreciate it. That's the Kruger Company, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Looking for the corner guard over here again. The one behind the tee is not too threatening. Kelly Middlestat, his second shot.
Kelly has Brier experience too, and someone was saying earlier, I think he might have been on the team that was runner-up. The Sean Adams team was runner-up in the Brier one year, but someone may be able to tell me whether that's true or not. Mm-hmm. Anyway, he's certainly a lot of quality experience on really good teams in the province.
Might have come in a little deeper than they had wanted on this shot.
Top 4, I think.
So maybe the hint and roll behind or the double. It's giving him a fair amount of ice, so it looks like he's just ignoring the one on the back of the forefoot, looking for the hint and roll around the corner guard, just to be patient
here. Could he get it all?
Couldn't get it all in the roll.
You don't think, eh? Well, maybe not.
Oh, well, I missed that.
Just a very lightweight hit there.
Yeah, it was either a little lighter than he called for, or I didn't think he called the freeze because he had tapped behind.
No, I think this board weight, I think they underthrew it a bit, I believe. Anyway, here comes Brecken. The second stone for Chad Stevens, trying to take that yellow rock out of play. So it's moving. He's got a good rock, though. Look at that. Rolls right in front of the forefoot. Good shot. Penny, I was trying to figure out what else is going on across the country regarding playoffs. So most of the playoffs are next week, actually, to determine the provincial champions. There's a few that are going on this week.
I always felt
Alberta.
that, Nova Scotia was a little early, but when I thought about that, I thought, well, why not declare your team a little earlier? There's some advantages in that, in the sense that the team has an opportunity to fine-tune some of the skills. Some of the provinces prefer to declare the team as late as they can, so they come off, highly competitive games, and they're ready to just keep going. So it's an either or.
Yep.
This here was an excellent shot. I mean, we're playing in around the 4 foot. Now it's going to become very difficult to get more than one.
Just gorgeous shot. New Brunswick are having their Scotties this week. But the men's is not until next week, so they don't have a combined event like we do. Here comes
Well, I think
Graham
it's
Brecken.
done a lot for curling to combine
the
both
events?
events.
I think it's good, sure.
Well, the best he could do, really.
That was a good shot.
That
really.
was, I mean,
like you say, the best they could do.
Yeah, the yellow one wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So now this is just,
Straight hit, through the hole.
well, a straight hit, and the ice is probably just going to be bumper weight, because he did call about the same ice as this 2 rocks ago, and in that spot, so you can see that the weight is down.
Oh, they're powering this out. Oh, has he got it? Has he got? I think he does.
Just, wow.
And the roll. Oh, no roll.
That's a darn good shot, really.
Thompson surging back here, lying two now.
Beautiful control weight.
Oh, gorgeous. And I shouldn't say drawing through the hole. I should use the curling term, the port.
The port.
Right?
Right,
just like
skipper?
the drink. Just like the drink.
Yep.
Through the port.
Through the port. You can see the difference in the ice call here. He's looking for the double. So the weight will be up a little more.
Yeah, he took hardly any ice at all. Where is it?
It's good.
Oh,
Ah, they're mean-spirited.
what a gorgeous shot. It just got by that front guard. Look at him smile. He realizes how close it was. And he got the rock, but it was not on the side that they had intended to get it on. He was a little wide. Nonetheless, I'd be happy if I made a shot like that. I can tell you, here comes Colton Steele. Well, the end's not quite as exciting now.
No, it's not once the play is open like this.
Yep.
I was surprised in the weight that he threw on that shot. I thought he called, Stewart had called the hit and roll or the tap in behind the corner guard, so I was anticipating a little more weight.
Yep. It was 12-6, which is barely board weight. As a matter of fact, he didn't even get it out. It's still, it's nibbling in the back.
Yeah. I've taken away the chance now for the blank end. Oh, well, now with this rolling over here, maybe. Let's see what Stewart's going to do. If he plays the front and looks for the double, he's looking to blank the end.
So far in this game, we've seen a lot more blue rocks in play than yellow rocks.
Yeah, maybe they have 2 more. They're playing with 10.
No, Penny, there's only 8 rocks to be played by either team. I thought you, as a former Canadian champion, I thought you knew some basic rules of the game. But I noticed in 1979, when you won the provincial, you had Colleen Jones playing second stone for you.
Oh, my God, yeah, that was back in the dark ages.
And I got a question for you. Did you realize back then that she was a super-duper talented player?
Oh, absolutely.
No question about it. Yeah.
I've watched her as a junior, and I knew the year she was going to come up in competitive women's curling. So I thought I better take her before she realizes how good she is. And it didn't take her very long. At just 1 year, and then she was off on her own again. Look at this shot here. Beautiful shot coming in around there.
Well, the next year, 1980, she was runner-up to Marge Mitchell in the national. Which, like right out of it, she was 20 years old or whatever it was.
Yep, very young team. Kay Zink was on that team. I'm trying to think who else now.
Sally Saunders on the team? I don't remember it.
No.
I remember I'd never heard of her before then, and all of a sudden there she is in the finals.
It may have been Kim and Nancy.
No, it wasn't them. Not back then. Anyway, back to this game. Here comes Chad Stevens is going to try to slide one in there right on top, I think. A little free shot, which is certainly there because there's a rock out front to guard it as well.
And Chad has shown that he definitely has a
He's got
good
the
feel
shots.
for the draw.
Oh, he's got the shots. He's been third place in the Tankard Penny a couple times and was runner-up one year as well.
Oh.
Runner-up to Jamie Murphy one of the years that Jamie won it. One of the 5 years Jamie won it, actually. Okay, boys, power this back there.
It's a lovely
No bump,
shot.
no bump. Well, just a little bump, that's all right. It's a good shot.
Well, we won't have a blank end here.
Reminds you of that old folk song, Baby, Let Me Follow You Down, because that's what they're going to try to do here. Stewart's going to try to put one right on top of that.
We have a few people sitting out on the bleachers, out on the ice, braving the cold out there, wrapped in a Canadian blanket there with the red background and a white maple leaf. So
Probably friends and family.
friends and family. The only people that'll go out there at this time. How's this looking? It's got to come across that center line. I can see they're waiting for it to take the move.
They're waiting.
It's got to move. Yeah,
He's by.
just by.
That was 14 seconds.
14 seconds, and that probably would have been well to the back line, so maybe
Yeah.
like so it's probably drawing 25 and a half
Yeah.
to the tee for an open draw.
Yeah, well, it's 14. It'll be 14.5 to the tee, I think. And what we do usually, Penny, to compare hog to hog with hog to stop is add 10.5 seconds, right? So if it's 14.5, it could be as high as 26. So anywhere between 25 and a half and 26. It's keen ice is the point.
It's very keen ice. And that was good call by the sweepers, too. Just waiting, and being patient, not sweeping too early.
It's so scary, those situations, because you know just the slightest tick and you're dead.
This is a big shot coming up here for Chad Stevens. It could be
What is he
a
doing?
tied game. Yeah. What is he doing? Is he playing a hit? No.
I'm confused about this shot. Is he playing a bump on his own? I don't know
think
why
he
he's
might
not
be
just freezing
playing
on
just
top
a
of that.
little bit more weight, but it's certainly not a lot of ice, is it?
I'm really confused. I don't know. We'll have to
Okay,
wait and
let's see what the
Makes life interesting, folks.
speed is here. Oh, yeah, look at the speed he's coming out.
Serious speed.
Oh, yeah, this is a takeout.
Big time hit.
Oh, just by. What do we know? What do we know? Oh, my, what a fabulous shot.
That really was a fabulous shot,
Hit
actually.
and roll in behind.
And now, Chad Stevens' line two. They got it just out enough to now lie two.
Yeah.
Wow.
Came to play, didn't he?
And look where his shooter landed. Right behind. It's about three-quarters covered. That's an amazing shot.
He has nothing but the draw, really. He can't get. It doesn't look like there's a possibility that he could get two. And anyway, he has to draw. Yeah.
But
Okay,
you know,
let's see what he's made out of.
Like I told you, I watched the game this morning, right? And I don't think I've seen Chad miss today. Maybe I'm wrong, but did he miss in this game so far? Don't think.
No.
That was a great shot.
That was a phenomenal shot, really. Risky, too.
Well, yeah, I would have thought you would just draw it on top, right?
I did. He had just thrown that, but he saw something there. And
that we didn't see, which is why we're sitting here and not playing.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is it, folks. This is the last rock in this end. S.Thompson our defending champion, attempting to draw the pin.
I think this is his second draw in the game now. Coming out a little wider in a different spot. It's got to come up there. Looks like it's a little heavy.
There's a little directional sweeping there.
Yeah. Oh, he's just past it. Wow. Could be a steal of 1 or 2.
Oh, it could be 2. I'll have to find out in a minute, but they're taking a look at it. That was 13.6, so it was definitely a lot heavy. Should have been 14.5, right? Okay, here we go.
Oh,
he slid back and he hit his own in the back, but he rolled just far enough so that one on the left-hand side was number 2.
Well, it's really hard. You can see the team regrouping over there, trying to just get down to business and just say, look, boys, this is what the weight was. Let's not think about the outcome there. It's gone and done, and we've just got to pick away and move on.
Meanwhile, if you're Chad Stevens, as happy as you are about this outcome, you got to say, look, we got a lot of ends yet left to play, you know?
Yeah, and let's just keep it business here.
Keep on trucking.
Top of the 4 foot, he'd like to have Kelly throw this shot. Yeah.
I think so, because now you want to play it wide open. If you give Stewart 1 here, you're perfectly happy with that. To me, in this situation, the big mistake is to leave it out front, is to leave it high, because then they're just going to come around. So look at this shot. This is a good rock.
Right where the skipper called it.
Even in the 12 foot, they're going to come around, right? But that's a great shot.
I think they're going to put up a corner guard. 12 foot, they put up a corner guard. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't matter where that was. They were going to put up a corner guard.
Do you figure?
Yeah.
Even if it was 4 feet out front of the house, you think it's still doing a corner
4 feet out front, well,
they're going to suck one in behind. Yeah.
Yeah, that for sure. But anywhere in the house, they're
Well, the point is they need rocks in play here. Now they're down 4-0.
Thing is here is just to keep playing your regular game. Forget about those last 2 ends and pick away here. You can get your 1 or 2 here. Not to panic. Oftentimes teams will think they've got to get a 3 to bounce back into the game. I mean,
and you don't.
Heck, even 1. You never know what'll happen in the next end. You could steal 2 just as easily as they have.
Sometimes that's right. Sometimes getting 1 and then you got to steal, and you get some junk in play, and you can do it. They say curling's a slippery game played on ice.
Okay, just looking to come in here, just maybe top of the 12.
Might be a little bit heavy, Penny.
Yeah.
It's right on.
Probably a little heavier than he called. This is where it takes nerves of steel to put that second corner guard up and ignore those 2 that are on the 4 foot, because you know Chad Stevens is going to put a guard on these 2 here. You hate playing defensively so early in the end. I mean, Chad could go up and peel one of the corner guards as well.
But then they're just going to go around the other one. If I was him, I think I'd be guarding or do something or throw it right in the house. This isn't bad. He wants to be frozen, right in the pocket, actually.
Yeah, narrowing down the scoring area.
I like this. I think this is a good call. Well, if he can nestle it between those other 2, then it's going to take 2 rocks to get it out. Oh, it might be a... whoa, 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 whoa. Just a little heavy, but still pretty good. Is the triple there?
I don't
know. 2 anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if he could catch the back of that rocker.
So this is Cameron McKenzie.
To throw good weight at. Oh, well, he hasn't called a lot of weight on this shot, if you can see the ice that he called. So it looks like he's contented to just move the rocks around. He doesn't even care if he takes them out of play.
I think so.
To keep them in the back of the house. His advantage. Well, good shot, good shot.
So now what do you do? Penny, what do you like here?
Well,
could guard it.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm getting rid of that, or I'm taking a corner. Yeah.
Okay, he's going to take the corner. He took your advice.
Doesn't want to stay around with this.
This is big time weight. We haven't got a time on it, but I bet you it's about 7 seconds.
Just playing the bump back on his yellow. Keeping everything in the back of the rings. Needs a lot of sweeping to get any movement on this. Probably a little lighter than they were hoping.
He's going to be in play. That's pretty good. In front of the tee line. Pretty much buried.
It's a tough position, though. It's the blue rock could move that out very easily. So Chad is just contented. Let him play around. We're line 3. Once he gets rid of this corner guard here.
Yeah. I think there's a good conservative approach. Beauty. Peter Burgess, 7.1 seconds. Well, these guys throw the big bombs, and they throw them so accurately. Of course, it takes the ice out of the game, right? You don't have to worry what the ice is doing. You just drill it.
Even the sweepers at times when you throw that. You're just throwing it. You don't want to stay around. You just need a piece of the rock.
Yeah, that was good rock. That was a good shot.
Okay, let's see what can happen. I'm just wondering if that last yellow rock on the tee line there is a little deeper or not deep enough. It's just in a nasty little spot here.
What's he doing here, Penny?
Tapping back.
Tapping his own yellow back, into the pocket there? I guess that's right.
Yeah, you see how that yellow one on the tee line is becoming more and more of a problem for them to be able to get multiple shots. Yeah.
Why do you say that? So they can't get the yellow?
Yeah, I think the blue will stay and the yellow will go.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So if you're Stevens, you leave that there, right? Okay. So now what do you like here?
They got to move something soon, and they're down now to Mates Rocks.
They got 3 rocks left.
You have to make something happen, but you can see, Jim, where that nose hit will drive that blue over. It may take out the second blue, but it might be worth it.
You know, this is why curling's such a great game, is that every end is different, right? And I mean, what do you do here? I mean, there's all kinds of different approaches. You can talk about it and think about it. And
Sure.
they look like they're going to try to hit that front, aren't they?
And there's no right and wrong way here. I suppose there is at times, but many times in a situation, it's really what kind of strategy the team has been accustomed to playing, and they'll go back to that all the time. This big weight on this shot.
Look out, here it comes. The bazooka. Oops.
Oops is right.
I would say Stuart Thompson is starting to look a little better.
Yeah. That little cluster has always been an issue here on how they were going to play that.
So Chad Stevens is down to 2 rocks now. It's this could be a big end here.
Could.
The issue is, do you want to get rid of those blue ones now? I think they do. I think that's what Thompson's going to do.
And you know, Jim, if you look how this game developed, Chad left a lot of rocks in play in the house.
Yep.
And only started removing them down to his mate's, second rock, basically. So, he gave Stewart a chance to come back in this game. Could have played it very defensively, and.
But anyway, the ending of the story is not revealed yet. We'll see in a minute whether the strategy pays off or not.
Yeah. I must say I'm a little surprised how light this weight is on this shot.
I'm shocked.
Wow, it's either brilliant
or foolhardy. We're not sure.
We're not sure.
They play with as they should, because they're the best that we have in Nova Scotia. The players playing today, and Jamie Murphy tomorrow, they play with great confidence that they can get themselves out of trouble later, right? Like I would have thought a lot of club curlers would just bang that front yellow and onto the back blue ones and got rid of them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, maybe not throw takeout, but at least throw backline weight to move them out of the way and keep them in the back of the house.
Yeah.
But here it's at this level of play, it's like a chess game. You have to think ahead, and if we position our rock here, then what will he do? And then if we do that...
Because if they had removed those 2 blue ones, then now Stevens is just banging away, probably make a double. And, you might get out of it with 2. But as it is, it's possible Thompson could get 3 or 4. Right? They get 4 in the house right now. One of them is going to go. I think they're trying to play a hit on that one on the right, are they not? Does that look like that to you?
It looks like that.
We'll see in a minute. Chad Stevens getting ready to play.
He hasn't taken much ice at all for this. He's going to throw good weight on that, if you could see the speed of the backswing. Lots of rotation. He doesn't want to just tick the front. It's a pretty good shot.
I think it's really good.
Well, this double is here on the back 2 rocks here. He'll lose the 1 yellow, but the shooter should hit that yellow on the outside 8 foot and stay in the rings if he makes the double.
We need guys that are good at the game of pool here with all the angles and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's interesting, Jim, years ago the front end never came down in the house. Now they're all a part of the discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that.
They got a hit here, don't they?
Oh, yeah. They're going to hit.
It's just a question of what? They could come straight down here and make the double that way.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But make the double, they'll lose that one shooter.
No, I think they could hit it right in the nose.
Well, this, I don't, for me.
No, I'm talking about on the left-hand side. Just come right down a straight double.
Sure. The outturn double, yeah.
I'm surprised they're not doing that.
Maybe they think it's going to be there no matter what.
So they must be just playing. Are they going to play the
nose hit?
They must be playing the nose hit and that one on the right, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I think they're assuming that those other two blue ones are going to go, and they've got two ways to get it so that Stevens can't guard either way, right? That's why they're doing this.
Wow, this end has really turned out to be
It's been a very
end.
Interesting end for sure.
Lovely weight on that too. Oh yeah. It's hard to get the double there now and not have it run back on one of the blues in the ring. So, yeah.
Interesting.
What do you think, Jim?
I don't know. My mind is exploding. I don't know what the right call is here. But it's all about angles.
Yeah, there's part of me doesn't want to hit. I want to draw in somewhere there. There's just a part of me that sees that that's the best thing to do, but
This is a real... Did they call timeout here?
no. It's not easy to get those two out unless he has that open shot here on the outturn, because I'm not sure that if he drives those yellow in, if he'll get both.
No, exactly. I don't think he will.
Yeah.
This is really a
See, the hit and the
puzzler.
roll on, they obviously feel that he can't make that double on the outturn because they're not even. Oh, so now here we're going to go. Is this going to be an outturn hit and
Or an
roll in
in-turn.
on the yellow, or an in-turn take
Stay
out?
tuned, folks. I think it's going to be an out-turn. He's going to hit the outside one, get rid of that, and try to nestle it in. I think he wants to really almost hit the hole, or be really thin on that outside one.
If he does do that, it looks like the yellow that's on the forefoot will jam onto the blue that's on. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Okay, let's keep an eye on this.
This is interesting, folks.
Okay. Well, the best they can do is get two now.
Exactly.
It was a very good shot, matter of fact.
No, he can get four. He can get four. Watch this.
You think he can get four?
Yep.
3
3 anyway. Got to hit the hole. Now you got to hit that front one. That's I'm listening to Tracy over here. Got to hit the front yellow one and roll it over and pop that out, and then get the back one. You can get them both out. Yeah, it's there for 3. We have to remember, these guys are provincial champions. They know what they're doing here.
They do.
The reigning champions, and they don't want to lose this game, believe me. They want to defend and get back at that Briar in Kingston, Ontario in a few weeks.
Look at the weight. Watch the weight that he's going to throw here, because he has a fair amount of ice.
Yeah, we're looking at about a 7-second. Watch this.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Good shot. Very good shot.
7.9 seconds, folks. What a great shot.
Well, that was an exciting end. There were lots of stones in play.
Yep.
Cat and mouse during the whole end. Now, of course, Chad Stevens and his team taking time to recap that end and saying, how do we get in that situation? Why did we leave them that opportunity to get that 3? So they're back in the game here now.
Having said this, it's now 4-3. Stevens still in the lead, but boy.
That was a big turnaround.
Sure was.
And it was all in the patience, all in the understanding.
And Chad's got to be thinking, what did I do wrong? You know? Mm-hmm. I don't think they missed any shots. They
no,
just
I
didn't
think
have
they
them
played what they wanted.
Yeah.
And could they have played it differently?
Well, that's the issue, you're right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That was a really interesting end. So we're back starting again. Travis Coulter here.
He didn't indicate the shot, but I'm assuming by the weight that he just called it out front.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I wonder if he was inside. Was he?
Well.
Anyway, here comes Chad. He's trying to draw it around. He's going outside in. A lot of people would say there's a lot more room going the other direction, but he must think he can bury it better this way, I guess.
Yeah, there's I've often seen a lot of people play it this way, come inside out, outside in. It depends on what you want to show. If you want to show a little bit of the rock on the outside, you force your opponent to make a much more difficult shot that way. If this over curls, then they throw the in-turn, and then it's their advantage. So, yeah, this one has probably come up a little more than he wanted.
I got a time on that, Penny. It's 14.5, so no change there.
Yeah, probably 25.5 to the tee.
Yep.
Okay, Travis Coulter, see if he can put this freeze in. He came up a little light on his guard. Oh, this is either just by... Oh, oh, the boys. Oh, my.
And he's on the rings, too.
I'm not sure if he's that happy with that because...
no, he wouldn't be that happy. He'd want to be. He want to be
on the
frozen,
corner,
corner frozen to that one.
For that.
It over curled a bit, and in fact now it's just guarding the Stevens shot rock. And here's Kelly Middlestat. I know Kelly's a lawyer. I'm not sure where he practices or where he's employed, but certainly a fine curler, that's for sure. They're powering this in. so interesting, Penny. The game switches back and forth and back and forth. The last end was Stewart's end, and now things are looking good at the early parts of this end for Stevens because they're lying too.
Well, if you look at Travis Coulter's first two rocks, really were an error for the Thompson team because one guard overcurled and the other freeze was light.
Light and overcurled a bit. Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Yeah, it set up this end to the advantage now for Chad Stevens' team. So, yeah, you can miss one rock, but if you miss two back to back.
Yeah, and the thing is, the lead in the 5-rock or the 3-rock rule or the 4-rock rule or now the 5-rock rule, the lead is so important, right? Sets the tone of the end. There's no question.
I watched Jill Mauser's game the other night, and I guess of all the people on the ice, I was most impressed with her lead. Wherever she called the rock, it seemed that she was able to do that, and that's pretty phenomenal. It helps you definitely start off the end the way you want to play it if your lead is able to put it where you've called it.
You know, there's two kinds of shots in curling, right? Two basic shots, the hit and the draw. Mm-hmm. And the hit, you know, you can talk all day about the mechanics required. You got to throw it the broom and you got a smooth release, yada, yada, yada. The draw, to me, it's all about, it's just touch, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, touch and feel and all of that. Yeah. Look at this shot here, Jim, coming out now. There's, you can see those two rocks. Thompson's lead through the two rocks out there in the front, and now they're forced to come in around it because there's no way they could get that blue rock just squeaking by, and it may be, just tucked in around. So now he's forced him to either come in the same position to be a little shorter.
But they could go on this one, they could go the other way, but they choose not to because they've just thrown this turn. So here comes Graham Brecken to try to freeze one right on top of the Stuart Thompson, the Thompson rink stone.
And I think he wants to play this side of the sheet to set up the possibility of more than one, because if he had come down on the intern, he narrows up the scoring area. Whereas this way, he keeps the scoring away.
Is it by?
Wow, what
yes,
a good
it is.
Shot.
That's a spectacular shot. In fact, blue is now lying too.
It's starting to get messy. Although this rock is behind the tee, if they can come in and just freeze on top of it, tap it back, be a
in
good
some
shot.
ways it's hard, in other ways it's easy. It's hard because it's hard going these outside in draws, but it's easier because it's just been made a couple times, right? So you know the ice, you know the weight.
Right, the line.
Yep.
Again, it's all in the feel.
It really is. That's why, if you've got a guy who's got really good touch weight, even though maybe at the club level he's not maybe that good at the hits, put him as lead. He can win you a lot of games.
Just watching this, just a little heavy.
And right now, Chad Stevens still lying too at this point.
The only advantage here for Stuart Thompson is that these rocks are behind the tee, and there's always an opportunity for him to come in around one of those and shut Chad Stevens down. Yeah, for the possibility of one and no more.
So he was going to get there first. We're only out of 10 feet away from it, so it's so his stick just held it back, and the ball just trickled across the goal line.
I think if this rock is made, the next shot you're going to see is Stewart will come in around on the intern.
The other way, he's going to have to, yeah. This is true of a lot of curling, is sometimes you just can't take away both turns. By.
Wow, that's a great shot.
But still behind the tee.
Still behind the tee.
Stewart is trying to figure out which way am I going to come. I think he's going to come the same way.
One more.
He can glue one right on top of this. to me, this is a big shot in this end right
This
here.
is a huge shot for this end. He can close down this end for multiple points if he gets this in.
The horror here for Thompson would be to be light here, right? That would be horrible.
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for this rock to come.
The boys are attending to it. It's
Seems a little heavier than their...
by the first
Just-
one, by the second one.
Whoa, that's a nice shot. Very
Yeah, that's
well
a beauty.
done.
That's a gorgeous
beauty.
shot. That's a gorgeous shot. That's what they needed there.
Yeah, I don't think you can do much with that now.
I think they're forced to come the other way now
I think so too.
because that's right on the it's right on the tee. They can bounce it back a little bit, but it's
They
probably
get
easier to
inside
come.
and
It's
bounce
easier
it?
to come the other way, I think.
I know they're looking for multiple rocks here, and wow.
The problem with the Stevens team was they were a little heavy with that last one. Right? If they'd been just in front of the tee, it would have made a huge difference. They had a good thing going, but now it's been taken away. Well, what are they going to do here?
Well, it looks like he's trying to move it, oh, this is a pick. Isn't it?
I don't know. I
Now,
guess.
he pointed to something out front. Surely he's not playing the double run back, triple run back into the house.
We'll
I
know
don't
in a
know.
minute.
Well, he has lots of weight.
Big time weight.
Just needs a piece of it. Oh, yes! Oh,
What a
that is-
shot. Oh,
So they're line two after that.
I mean, these guys are good, Penny. Come on. I can't believe that. How much of that did he get? About 2
Just
inches?
enough.
Just enough. What a great shot.
Okay, Stuart Thompson basically has the same shot. He'd
Yeah,
like
it's there.
to just come down and nose it just on top of it, cozy in, and not give Chad the opportunity.
Anything.
I don't think they'll have the chance to repeat that shot because that blue one on the back of the 4-foot would jam over on the yellow one that's on the 12-foot.
Let's see what happens here. So this is Stuart Thompson's first rock. You know, so far, Penny, it's been a really interesting game.
It's been a great game.
It
and,
really has been.
Well, and I think it's been challenging in the way that they've called the game, because how often do you see a whole end being played out from the 12-foot in?
Yeah, virtually never.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
this is
15-1.
really important to get in there.
And he's sliding in, sliding in.
Whoa, that looks like a great shot.
It's a little deeper than the other one, but they're not going to be able to remove that because it's
Doesn't
glued.
look
It's
like
glued.
it.
It's frozen. So Chad can come on top of it, though. There is room to draw in,
And the way he's been
but not much.
drawing this game, I'd certainly bet my money on him. It sounds like the number of people at the club here is growing because there's a lot of laughter. They're can't be watching a lot of the
Well,
curling.
they're
They must
laughing
be
with
doing
the
other
players
things.
or at the players. We're not sure. Here it comes. Chad Stevens with his first rock. It doesn't look like a lot of weight to me, but it's really keen. Like that last one, Stuart Thompson's 15.1, eh?
Yes.
So it means the sweepers can drag it a long way. They're going to have to go on this one. I think it's light. Look at this. Look at
Be
it crawl
pretty
in there.
darn close. Look at
Look
that.
at that. What a shot.
That's pretty phenomenal. He shot, I believe.
I don't know.
I don't know. We can't really tell from here.
Anybody know who shot?
Stevens just.
We've just heard word that the Stevens is shot there. Close.
Oh, yeah. It was very good judging by the sweepers. If you
I couldn't
noticed
believe that.
all the way down, they were just kind of checking and looking and then brushing a little, and then just about 3 feet or 4 feet in front of the house, they
powered
pounded
on
that
it.
damn thing in there.
They did. Sweeper's judgment is so important in the game, Penny.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is speaking of important, this is a really important shot as well, because they don't want to give up 2 again after having scrambled and struggled and got their 3 back.
But this is really difficult. This is really difficult to get in there, because Chad is just about on the tee line, you know.
Oh, it's taking a long
He's
time
way
to come in there.
He's out there.
I know. They're doing some directional sweeping to get that in. Not sure that it's going to come. Oh. Hard to tell. Looks like it might be blue.
So who shot?
It looks like it's still blue, but
We think it's still blue,
whoa.
but there's not much they can do about that. He's going to have to draw the other side and hope for the measure.
Those are phenomenal shots there, really. That was wonderful. That was a great end that was played so well. Matter of fact, the last 2 ends were exciting to watch.
Good for the chess players.
Good for the chess players, and the
lot going on.
performance level was very high there.
It's unbelievable, really. And here comes Chad Stevens. He's playing on an entirely different piece of ice now.
And the front end are just pounding that all the way down there.
Okay,
Well,
boys,
it looks like they have it.
take a look now.
I got lots of room. Come on. Oh, all 3? Whoa. What a shot. It looks like 2. Whew. Well, there will be a measure here.
Yeah, you know, Penny, the numbers of teams that go in the Tankard are down dramatically, and you know, you think, oh, that's terrible. It means the sport's falling apart. It doesn't mean that at all. What it means is these guys are so good that the average club player realizes they're not going to win, and they're right, and so they play in all kinds of other competitions.
Well, they do, Jim, and that's why over the years we've changed the format of play in our curling at one time, and I think earlier today you had mentioned that you had played in an event that Nova Scotia held an open Tankard playdowns. They used to identify their players by each team declaring a club champion, and then you'd go to the provincials, and then strong clubs were getting frustrated because you might have 4 players out of Ecum just deciding to go and play in the Tankard for fun and have maybe 7 or 8 of the top best teams in one club and only 1 getting out. So one year the wise men of curling in Nova Scotia decided they'd have an open event, and I think they were astounded by the number of teams that entered.
122 teams.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember one year I played out of Halifax, and we struggled and fought, and we got out of the club, right? 13 games we played to get out of the club. We get to the provincial, and we play Pictou the first game, and I said to them, how many games did you guys play to get out of Pictou? Oh, none. We just put beer in the car and went, right? So that was it. Well, we have news. Stevens scored 2. They did win, I guess you call it, the measure. Mm-hmm. So we're at the 5th end break, folks, so we'll take a bit of a break. But the score is now 6-3 for the Chad Stevens team. I'll be right back. See you now.
Nice shots there. Holy cow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really amazing.
That is phenomenal. Who's the chairman of this event?
Yeah, maybe next year I'll do it.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, where is she?
She's probably downstairs.
Yeah, and we were up there. This is anyway, in his like the we were dancing and
For 2 years.
yeah, good. Yeah, oh yeah, you want I'm learning to I've got Mike lives down here and he does that. He's gonna have a double. He goes, no, it's not gonna be this. It's cold and he's not like this, so it's not warm over there. And he goes, you're right. Yeah, you go, well, you can get 4 down here if he hits it right, you know. Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I know what they do. Yes, yeah. But no, it's good. I say I'm learning this kind of strategy and stuff.
I mean, we can't play like that. We can't execute like they do, but they got, but they really they're on top of stuff.
No, I got it chomping at the bit, because it feels like I haven't played much since Christmas with my, because we had the snow day. I was asked to sub or spare on the Wednesday. We had the snow day, so I didn't play. The very first game, the team we played against default, and then the next week my team had a bye, right? And I'm like,
It runs like that. Like 3 weeks ago. Monday, Tuesday gets canceled for the ice.
I've got Tuesday and Friday next week, and then then we got the Rose Bowl this weekend. Yeah, I'm not gonna play that yet. Yeah, so I get 2 weeks down the road.
Take the dog on for a walk.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I tried to bring it up on the line, but it blocked. So I wasn't allowed to. They are Spain.
Oh, you found her, here she is.
Yeah. Okay, here we are back again, and we have Lynn Burgess with us, who has been the chairperson of this 3-year event for the provincial playdowns for the the men's and women's provincial championship. Lynn, how did this come about? How I'm just wondering, when you've got a club with 500 members, how you can make a commitment for 3 years to give up the ice time and all of the other things that are required. How did it come about?
Well, it came about before I came on as the chair. It was all in place. I was recruited by, I will throw their names out there, Carol McLean and Marianne Arsenault, to chair this for the first year. And at that time, the commitment had already been put in place. So I'm not quite sure how it all came about.
Okay. And so did you have to then go out and recruit committee chairs, or did you have any idea of a formula for this? Or was it sort of Virginia Jackson was the backbone of the whole thing, and then you just kind of fell along with her guidance and direction?
Absolutely. Virginia was the backbone of the whole thing. We recruited our chairs. We knew some of the people through the club. So all our coordinators that are in place have been in place for 3 years, which, we had Louise Brown doing the online. We have Kathy and Chris doing the timekeeping, and the Lawler boys, Mike and Bill, looking after the house, and Liz Young was looking after the snacks, and Frank Hardigan the door. So those guys have all been in place for the last 3 years, and they get their own volunteers under them. They selected their teams to work with them.
And did you have to go out? I know there's some money that comes to the club from the Nova Scotia Curling Association and some funds through the entry fee, but was there fundraising required by the club to get this event off as well?
There wasn't any official fundraising to get the event off as well.
Mm-hmm. So what companies did you get out to eventually support you?
Well, the companies, the sponsors would have came through NSCA, such as Deloitte and Scotties, and I believe New Scotland, and a few of the other ones, but those were probably recruited by the NSCA. Dartmouth, I think New Scotland made it came through the Dartmouth Curling Club.
Mm-hmm. Did you bring in any volunteers from any of the other clubs in the local area?
Yes, there are volunteers from other clubs. There were people, like for the commentators, I know, from other clubs, and I think there's some online scoring from other clubs. And then there are a lot of the volunteers. I would say the majority are from the Dartmouth Curling Club.
I noticed you have bleachers on the ice now. Are those owned by the club, or do you have to rent those, or are they passed along to other clubs?
They're passed along. Virginia brought those in, and I want to say they came from Lakeshore, but I'm not 100% sure. They fold up, they're really light, and they'll fold them up, and they'll take them right out the back door.
Oh, that's great. And the stones were brought in, or do you have the stones here? I know these are Nova Scotia curling stones, so these are the ones that are used for this event.
Yes.
Were they brought in, or are they at the club?
No, they were brought in.
Mm-hmm.
They've been here for a while, and then they've been gone to different spiels and brought back. I would think probably after this one, they will be taken back out again and stored someplace else, but they've been pretty much kind of stored off and on here for the last 3 years.
So you made a 3-year commitment. Who is in the running now for? Is that what the Nova Scotia Curling Association is trying to do? Get a club to make this kind of long-term commitment for this event? Do you know?
Yes. I just heard today. I think the next commitment might be just 2 years, but I'm not 100% sure. That'd be a question for Virginia. But that was, they're going to different clubs, see who will do it, and it's more than a 1-year commitment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so there's a big letdown for the club after this. I mean, you've had all these people coming in here. You've got the live streaming. People are able to have a look at the wonderful facility that you have here, and then now everything has to go back to normal.
Yeah, everything will go back to normal. I think the members will like that. Get our ice back. The Dartmouth Curling Club members have been very gracious of giving up this week for the last 3 years, have been very supportive of this adventure, but I think we'll be glad to get their club back.
Tell me, for your competitive curlers, other than the curlers that are competing in this event, I'm thinking of your seniors and your master curlers who no longer have ice for the week that this event is being held. Do the other clubs give them courtesy opportunities to get out and practice on the ice at their clubs while this club is hosting this event? Do you know that?
Not that I heard of, but I know I think there is a spiel that some of the ladies are playing at this weekend. But no, there wasn't anything that went out that's saying, for this week we can go to Halifax or Mayflower. I didn't see anything like that come out.
Mm-hmm. So there wasn't any request by the curlers themselves. Here was a little missed opportunity here.
Oh.
Just have a look at this again. Of course, we'll just take a look at the score here, Lynn, with S.Thompson being down again by 3 and creeping away and getting that 3 in the 4th end and then giving up 2 in the 5th. I mean, it's a constant struggle with Chad Stevens just not giving any leeway or any opportunity to get back in the game.
No.
But
Chad was pretty hot this morning too.
he was.
Yeah, they had a good game this morning as well, so they're all warmed up.
Do you find people are coming out to watch the game, or are you hearing there are more people watching the live stream than coming to the club?
The turnout this week has actually been pretty good. Now, this afternoon, there's probably a few more people up here. There's a couple people out on the shed. It's a little cold, and there's some people downstairs. I do know there's people also doing the live streaming. Mm-hmm. But I think you probably see quite a few people here tonight for the semifinals, and it's going to be kind of fun because you have both the men and women's semifinals going on tonight. And of course, the finals are tomorrow. I'm really pleased with the crowds. I think the crowds have been pretty good this year.
Good. Are you getting any juniors coming out to watch the curling? Because that's where the growth of the sport is going to be.
Our juniors are here doing 50-50 draws this week. There hasn't been a whole lot of juniors around. They were here for the opening ceremonies. But they're going to be here again tomorrow for a function that NSCA has putting on for them. And I think it's called Draw, Tap, Hit or something. And they're good. So there are going to be quite a few juniors here tomorrow. But whether they'll stay to watch, I'm not really sure. But I haven't seen a whole lot of juniors around here.
Maybe this is an opportunity for you to thank the volunteers that have worked for you and just give me an idea of how many you would have on the roster.
Okay, I'm just trying to think. I would definitely love to thank the volunteers. I think they did a fantastic job. They have for the last 3 years. We have, oh my goodness, we probably have over, I want to say 40 volunteers between all the different groups. I'm not quite sure how many commentators we had altogether. I know Carolyn did send me a list, but I'm going to say 40 to 50 volunteers throughout the week, and very much appreciate their support, as well as support of all the members of the Dartmouth Curling Club and our general manager, Steve Glazebrook, President Steve Breed, and our bar staff, and of course our ice staff.
Mm-hmm. It's a good shot here, just kind of open things up a little. Well, thank you, Lynn. We're going to get Jim back over here in the hot seat so he can help us. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you to the club and the members for hosting this event for their 3rd and final year for a little while, anyhow.
Yes, thanks very much, Penny.
Thank you.
Pleased to meet you, Lynn. Thanks for all your work, too.
No problem, thank you.
Well, it does take a lot of people to put an event on like this. Oftentimes we forget that these things just don't happen by themselves. But so here we are back to our game, Jim.
We are indeed. And Penny, this is another interesting end.
Chad and his team just won't go away. They just continue to put the pressure. They get the shots there when they have to. There haven't been many miscues at all.
No. I think he's going to play just a straight run back into the pile here.
Yeah, it looks like a run back double here.
And this is Colton Steele's second rock, I believe. So we're getting towards the business end of this end, Penny.
We are. They have to make something happen. They have to get some movement.
They just missed on that last one. That tickled them. Oh, very good shot. That was a great shot.
It was a wonderful shot. And you can see with the weight that was thrown on that. I mean, to make those shots, the run back double straight on, it's a lot easier if you can just throw the weight. We didn't get a time on that, Jim, but probably
No,
what
it was
do you
in
think?
the sevens.
Yeah.
It was in the sevens. That was serious heat. Now this is a little tricky too. The Chad Stevens run back.
Absolutely.
It is possible that they could jam on that on their own rock back there.
Well, he's been very good with the touch weight and the control, so this will be interesting to see what he does with the up weight.
And here it comes.
They've called it right away.
Just missed.
Just a miss.
So close. So advantage Thompson team right now, at least in this end, not for the game, but there's a good chance they could get a 2 in this end.
Has to be very careful with the positioning of his rock so he doesn't set up the double.
Well, that's right. Years ago, you never worried about that, but now the curlers are so good that the slashes are
The angles.
so much easier.
Yep, the angles are always, they're looking at the angles all the time.
Now, there seems to be some discussion here.
Well, positioning is everything, isn't
Well,
it?
that's right, like you say.
And this would be a big end again to come back and to wipe out that last 2. God, that was a fantastic end, really.
The last
the
one.
finesse shots.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
Oh my God, the way they came in around those outturns,
Shot after shot after shot after shot, right?
I loved it. And the end before, in the 4th end,
Yep.
when he got to 3. Oh my. It's exciting.
Yeah. This is like a pool shot. There's no question about hitting it. There's just a question of exactly where they want to roll.
Where they want to roll. Well, and this is interesting, the kind of weight that he's going to throw on this. Look at the ice that he's taken for this shot. Looks like he might want to roll in, but
Could this be a board weight shot just to roll in a little bit?
yeah, board between hack and board.
I think that's what they're trying to do, and and that would mean that if Stevens makes the double, he's going to roll out. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they don't hit this and roll to the outside.
Well, they don't want to risk losing the shooter.
Here it comes. We'll see in a minute.
Just lovely control weight. Oh yeah, this just hack. If it is hack. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, that's just backline weight. No, a little lighter than he was hoping for.
This
As
is
it makes
one-
it a lot easier, the double now.
Right on the nose.
Yeah.
The game just swings back and forth, doesn't it?
Yeah, an opportunity, a miss. An opportunity, yeah. It's a nose hit here. God, he's been throwing well.
Oh, I was just thinking the same thing. He's so smooth, isn't he?
He is smooth for a big man.
Yep. I don't know about this one, though. Oh! He just made it. Another half inch
Yep.
more and he misses that. He
Yep.
misses the back one. I don't know what's going on inside, but he sure looks like one calm cookie to me.
Oh, he does.
And he's got to be awfully proud of his daughter. They're sitting there as a skip in the national juniors playing tonight in the semifinals.
And is Mary Matatall the coach?
Yep. Mary Matatall's the coach. Why Mary Matatall's not here?
Yes, that's right. Mary's team, Mary's senior team, had qualified in the Open to come and play in the playdowns here. And Colleen Pinkney took the team while Mary is away with her junior girls. Okay. Regretfully, he has to take one.
So now 6-4 after 6 ends.
6-4 after 6 ends. They're going to have to get a breakthrough here somewhere, or this chokehold that Chad Stevens' team seems to have on this game is just going to tighten.
Well, the thing about it is that Chad Stevens and the boys aren't missing anything, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, they're really, really playing well.
They are playing well.
Chad was telling me before this, I talked to him briefly before the game, and he says he was third place a couple times in this event and also runner-up one year to Murphy. So close but no cigar. So guys like that
Yes.
just haven't quite been there, they really want it, right?
Oh, you can just about taste it, and then it slips away.
They really, really, really want it. And this is a big deal, Penny. I mean, the Briar is the biggest show in curling.
It is for Canadians. It's the biggest show in curling. It was the only show at one time until we then moved into the Worlds and then into the Olympics. So now curlers have dreams beyond the Canadian Championship.
They do. But you go to the Briar, and I've been to lots of Briars. Unfortunately, the other side of the ice and the crowd. But you know, I can remember in the year 2000 we went out to Saskatoon, to the Briar. Tuesday afternoon, when you figure everybody be working, right?
Just watch this, Jim, here for 1 sec to see if you can just keep it on the tee line, not over curl. This is
it's all right.
In the third end. They had come around on this corner, if you recall, how the guard was put over opposite
just
the
a little
center
further
line.
over, yeah.
Yeah, and they decided to play this way, and it looks like we're going to have the same setup again on this end.
But I was just saying, in Saskatoon, Tuesday afternoon, I figured there'd be nobody there. It was this giant stadium. It seated 18,000 people, and it was filled Tuesday afternoon.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
This looks like it could be over curling.
This one is over curling, unexpected. But again, he went out and swept. Kelly seems to think that something's catching his rock, but it could be that he might have a sharp stone or something. This is the second time.
Not all stones are created equal, that's for sure.
No, it's the second time that he's indicated that there's been a problem with the rock.
Penny,
now, you can see how, Jim, the end now is forced in towards the center, away from that outside in, because this rock stopped out in front of the house on the opposite side of the center line. So the direction of play has changed now.
in your career, Penny, have you done a lot of rock matching?
Well, it only really came in the latter part of my career. I mean, we just went out and played what we felt, but we never, prior to the games, we didn't have a coach that knew how to do that. I mean, for someone to match your rocks, these teams, it's a good shot here, just top of the...
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, top of the four, in around the front, and so now Chad is not going to be
He's going to clear the
caught
front.
in. Yeah, he's not going to fall into this trap and say, I'm coming in now. No, those two rocks out front are just a headache for him, so let's get rid of that. And
the name of the game for Chad is give himself a good chance with his last rock.
Yeah, if he can just get a shot, even one, he still keeps control of the game.
Absolutely,
so,
that's what he wants. And it's getting towards the latter ends of the game. It's the seventh end now. It is.
These last 2 and 3 ends are key, that the team just keeps their head and just
Cameron
play
McKenzie
smart.
Looks like he's throwing another guard here.
Doesn't want to get it too close to the other one out front. Like to have a long guard just staying on the left-hand side of the center line, not over-curling. It looks like this one might over-curl.
It's going to over-curl. Ooh. It's right in front of the other one. Now what do you do? I guess I know what I would do. I'd just take the one in the house.
Well, if he can see it, he would. But if it's questionable, then he should take the front off.
Well,
he can just be patient.
He's gonna take the front off. I think he'd like to make a double here on those two front.
Looks like it from the ice that he's calling.
Yep. Graham Brecken. He's way out there. One only.
And it's difficult for skips to play defensive like this because they've done so well with the offensive game, and then realizing that they're up and having the hammer to clear the one out the front, he might be inclined to want to go in, Chad Stevens, but he held true to his gut feeling and trying to make sure that he has that opportunity for the last shot. This one's a little better. Doesn't even matter. Whoops, don't get too tight there, boys. Whoa, whoa, oh no. Oh, take it further. Oh, that's a little kind of miscue. It might have been better if they had called that early. They might have got it a little deeper. You think they take the double and clear this off now, Jim?
I don't know if the double's there.
The shooter will stay, do you think?
I'm not sure.
They throw enough weight at it?
I'm just not sure that it's hard for us to tell from here exactly whether it's possible to make this double. But I think from the ice, it looks like they're playing a double.
Yeah, it does.
And the way these guys throw, if there's any chance for a double, they're going to go for it.
And there's lots of weight on this. He wants to hit the one on the right, bounce over,
just
and then
tick the one on the right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Get it over there. There, that one's out. Now the Thompson rink is presently lying 2.
Right.
Drawing for 3, or maybe they're guarding.
Well, it looks like he's calling a little tick on the one in the house to push it over
and roll
behind
the shooter over.
And roll the shooter over to lie 3. I kind of like maybe putting one out front.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Oh, I think that's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's what he's going to do. Just a little.
No, I think he was just giving a signal on what could possibly happen with another
like the
shot.
slash.
Yeah,
the slash is there. And in fact, I would play the slash here. Now you can argue that you can argue you should take the one off out front, which is what he's going to do, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what he's going to do. Have the best of both worlds. So you're going to take the one
could get
out
3.
front, roll the shooter away, and hit the one in the house. Is it possible for him to make the double in the 2 in the house?
Yeah,
I don't
so.
know. That's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. It might. Let's see. Here comes Peter Burgess. Big time wait. Watch this. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, that was so close.
It was there, Penny.
It was.
Oh, still a heck of a shot.
Oh, beautiful shot. What more can you ask for?
Well, we know what more you could ask for. Get the other one.
Yeah, get the other one.
But it was close.
Oh, that was awesome. Just a routine shot. This doesn't have to be perfect. He's going to continue to take that front off.
But still, the Thompson rink have got a good chance to steal here. That rock is very close to the pin, but it's in front of the tee line.
Yes, they do.
But look at where these are placed, Penny. There's a good chance that for the run back and roll the shooter out too, because they're slightly off balance, slightly off line, so you can roll the shooter out of play. Peter Burgess' second rock. We just saw what he did with his first.
Yeah, can he be as brilliant 2 times in a row? Yeah, he has it. Oh my God! Except he left his shooter there.
7.0 seconds. I mean, that's just a laser. That's right out of Star Wars. That shot.
I think he would have preferred to have taken the front off and not left his shooter there. I mean, it was nice he removed the one from the 4-foot, but it really hasn't changed anything. Well,
it has. It's their rock out there now.
Yeah, it's their rock out there.
That does help a bit.
a lot, doesn't it?
It does. Anyway, we'll see. Stewart is going to... Sorry, it's... yeah, Stewart's Rock. Weight is everything in this, Penny. If he's a little heavy behind the tee line, then Chad can glue one right on top of it. Well, these guys are good though. He'll put it top 4 right behind that guard. Watch.
It's coming in nicely. It's got to move a little bit more.
Oh, he's got about a foot of clearance.
Yeah, he does. A lot more than he was hoping for. Just didn't finish, Jim.
Let's just see here where he ends up.
Yeah, not much of a finish on it, eh?
It's poking out. You can see about close to 100% of it, maybe 80%.
Yeah, probably.
And it's just in front of the tee line, too. So Chad can maybe hit this and just get a teensy inside roll.
Yeah, he doesn't want,
he's in good shape.
He doesn't want to go away on this, for sure.
He wants to stay, even if he stays right there.
Oh,
Well, the ideal would be just a couple inches inside so that Thompson can't hit and bury on his last one.
With the ice he's taking here, you can see that it's going to be probably board, hack, weight, somewhere around there.
I think that's what they should be playing, yeah. Not a huge amount of curl out here today, is there?
Well, no. I mean, again, we saw that draw just didn't finish.
No, not at all.
There was no finish. We had a good rotation on it. It's so exciting to watch the game when it's played well.
It can be exciting when the game's played badly, too. Depends on what happens. A different kind of excitement. I've been there a few times. But no, these curlers are fabulous, you know.
We forget the amount of work that they put in to be here. I mean, every day they're
There's
out
no
practicing
question.
and going in bonspiels.
Yeah,
and,
good point.
You know, raising money so they can travel. And it's not that they've just come to this event and play like this. They're out every day throwing. Look at this weight here.
Chad used to... Oh, is he in the front?
Oh, it's just by. What a shot.
Look at this.
Oh, my.
There's the roll.
Oh, my.
See, he rolled about an inch or two.
He did.
What a
my.
gorgeous shot. Now that back one looks to be out. I'm looking at the TV screen here. They're checking it out. Is that one out? A back one? Yeah? Anybody see it?
Yeah.
I think it
They're
is.
standing there. Yeah. We can't see it from the overhead. Oh. Yeah, it's out. Okay. Oh, this is really tricky because he can't over curl now because he could run it on the back yellow. So he just has to be prepared to give up his one or accept the blank.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's taking lots of ice, too, for this. Wants to hit it on the outside, although be very dangerous the other way. But they're good enough, they could do it. Yep. Wow, look at this weight. I don't know if it'll move it out of the house. Yeah, he's by, but he's way out there.
He's way out there.
Get it out. No.
Oh,
there's a big
mistake. Draw for 2.
I think that. You know, Jim, he was trying such a delicate shot. He just should have swallowed and said, I'll give him his one or we'll play the bank and go in the other end. Yeah, that was too risky with that one on the back of the house.
And now Chad has got a draw for 2, and he's got backing. He's got the, the world is his.
I think that was the death nail.
But you know, it's never over till it's over. He has to be so careful that he doesn't lose his concentration. Come on, boys. They're
Looks pretty good. Well, after 7 ends, the score now is 8-4 for Chad Stevens. With 3 ends to play.
Stewart just complimented him, and I could see Chad mouth, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a gentleman's game.
It is. It's a game of courtesy and respect.
It's amazing, you know, when you think about the thousands of games we've all played and seen, and, you know, there's never any real serious nastiness out there. You know, I've never, you know.
Not that I've seen. Maybe in the junior boys at one time or another.
Well, there's been a few cases of people taking the brooms and taking a swipe at a post. That's true. But, you know, I watch a lot of tennis, and we see the guys, you see the smashed rackets
the
all
rackets.
over the place, right?
Oh, the abuse those rackets take.
It's brutal.
And Ranich is still in the tournament down in Australia, yeah.
Raonic is the great Canadian hope, because everybody else is tanked.
This
right?
year so far.
Yeah, I mean, Canada has a wonderful tennis team. There's no question.
Mm-hmm.
But Shapovalov and Auger-Aliassime lost in the first round.
They did.
Yeah. Eugenie Bouchard didn't make it into the main draw.
Well, I think she still went injured.
Bianca Andreescu is injured.
Yes.
Yeah, and the other young girl made it into the draw. Our up-and-coming Hope Fernandez, and I think her name is.
Mm-hmm.
But she lost in the first round. But we've got somebody playing in the mixed doubles, I think. But Raonic has got a chance.
If
anyway,
he can
back
stay
to the game
healthy,
here.
yeah,
that's
he's always injured.
It's his problem. He's always injured.
Yeah, we'd like to see this right where it is.
Look at
right
Kelly.
on the top.
That's a beautiful.
Yep, good shot.
That's beautiful.
Sometimes you can become complacent when you're playing front end because the shots are so repetitive for you, you know, out front or corner guard or
but it's so
top of the floor,
important.
but it's
so
critically
important. You get the 4-point lead, and if you plunk that 4 feet out front, look out, right? Because they're going to come around, and you're going to be struggling.
Right on. This is when it's going to test these boys. It's Stewart's team to look up at the scoreboard and see that they only have a few ends left to play. It's difficult to keep pushing and pressing and
because this is their year, Penny. This is what they work for from the 1st of September till now.
And having won last year, it's such a thrill to go to a Canadian championship.
That's right.
And, Jim, curling is one of the true Canadian championships in the sense that every single province is represented at its national event. That isn't the way it is for other sports, but curling is a true Canadian championship.
It's one of the great amateur events because anybody can go in it at the club level and start, and you work your way through. But it's becoming a lot harder to get to the Brier now than it used to be, that's for sure. Because the teams are so much better. And
so committed.
Yep.
They work so hard. They sacrifice so much. And it costs a lot of money if you want to play at this level.
And so few of them are making any significant amount of money, although I don't know how much. I don't know, like, for instance, I don't know how much these guys are getting for their sponsorship. I'd love to know, of course, but...
Yes.
Look at them. They've got 5 or 6 different sponsors. The S.Thompson team does.
Sure. Probably not enough to take them across the country and play in 10 tournaments.
Not a huge amount.
with your accommodations and your meals and your time off work. But if it can help defray some of the cost, it's a help.
But now Roger Federer, he wears a Rolex, and they pay him $10 million a year for that. So I don't see anybody wearing Rolexes here.
No.
Okay, boys, get it in front.
Yeah, it's time to bail. You have to get an opportunity to start moving something in around the front. Those 2 rocks there are
That's right. So
a headache again, which seems to have plagued him the whole game, really. Move that, tick it in. Just a little open up. I love how they do that. That's beautiful.
So what do you do now if you're Chad? You take out the yellow one? If it's not in, it can't score, right? Or do you put it back another guard?
Well,
He's
if he
thinking
hits it,
about
he can roll over towards
That's probably
it.
what
Yeah.
I think that's what he's going to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That's a
Sure.
good call.
Yeah, I think he's learned the lesson from the third end there. He left too many rocks around.
That was an unbelievable end, that third end.
Oh, yeah, that was exciting. For just a little roll in. Just towards that center line.
Look at this.
Gee,
What a nice
what
shot. Oh,
You couldn't put it in a better spot,
Oh.
really.
so now this is going to change, but right now they're lying 4.
Yeah.
But Thompson's going to get rid of 2 or 3 of them
Yeah,
right now.
he's not playing around with the weight
No, no,
anymore on this.
no.
It's just let's move some granite here
Yeah,
and
big time.
give ourselves a chance.
Yeah.
It wasn't as much weight as I thought he was going to throw for the ice he had taken.
Okay, so here comes Chad wants to get that out of there. This looks like it's Burge's first rock, eh?
Mm-hmm.
I want to hit this and roll to the left a little bit.
Yes.
Probably don't even mind if they get their back blue one as long as it's not jammed.
Not throwing much weight, is he? Just a little delicate. Whoa,
Through
baby.
the hole. That's a good shot. Put those little teasers on the side, eh?
Yeah.
Now what's Thompson do here? Does he play a little freeze down or could play a little hit and roll behind cover? I think
Well-
that's what he's playing.
Just a little tap, yep,
Yep.
and back, yep.
Yeah, he could make a really good shot here.
Yeah, just he doesn't have to remove the rock from the house. Just catch it on the corner and roll it around behind those 2
They need
blues.
something to happen, Penny, right?
They do.
We're now in the latter ends of the 8th end.
Yeah, this is the
And
time
they're
to
down
make the
4.
move.
They're down 4, and the other guys are lying 4. It's not a good situation.
No, this is.
This is a missed rock here.
Oh, wow, the last thing he wanted. Get up, boys. Come on, come on, come on. Get it in for. Oh, yeah, come on. You can get her in.
Now there's enough of an angle there that he can pop that out of there.
Jim, if they could get there to this end, then I think they would still feel like they had some hope. We get to this end, we'll steal the next end. We'll be down one coming home. There'll be so much pressure on them. We'll steal that. Then we'll steal the top.
Dear Santa, I want it all, right? However, if Chad happens to score here, it's pretty well over.
I would
In
say.
the 8th end, up 5 after 8.
Yeah, I would say.
Now he's just going to try to hit this one and just pick it out of there. I don't think if he minds if he gets that back one, really. Oh, no, I think he probably...
Although, Jim, I think they would still play the 9th end. I mean, who knows?
Oh, probably.
You know,
Well, why not? What else
when
you
it's
got
your
to do?
last chance to
Yep.
go to another Briar,
Yeah, of
they're
course
not going to walk away
of course
from
you
it
play
until.
it. I agree. Of course you do.
Oh, nice. They just don't
Yeah,
miss,
someone said that. That's absolutely true.
really. And
The crowd is giving us some feedback here.
and you know the nice thing about the whole thing, Jim, is that the weight control is
Oh.
so good.
I'm impressed.
Hard not to be. Every single end after end, Chad Stevens' team has just been putting the pressure on them. Oh, this is what they were looking for.
Beautiful
Lovely
rock.
shot.
What a
That's
great
he wanted.
shot.
Yeah, if he could have done that, the stone before, this situation might be a little different, but wow.
Well, the way Chad's been playing,
I'd say
gonna
he
make
could corner
this.
freeze this shot, and yeah.
we have Chris Granicelli up here, the 5th player. What do you think so far, Chris? He's looking pretty good, Chris says. He's got a smile on his face. No wonder. Up 4. All good. We're going to get a time on this one, Penny, see if there's anything has changed. Yeah, the boys are really pounding this sucker.
Well, it's going to be a little short, I think. Well, give him his chance for his 2. Yeah,
Well,
gives
or
him his
maybe,
chance for his
or
2,
perhaps
or
3.
perhaps 3.
Perhaps
He
3.
can tuck one in around this. Well, looks for the...
They have to hit, they have to hit this, I think. I know the hit and roll is difficult. You could say you could draw in behind, but then they'll just draw in another one for a second shot. In the end, it'll be taken away. So they've got to hit this now while they have the chance.
So maybe my Christmas scenario isn't so far out of reach. They get to this end
well,
and
it's
then
possible,
steal
sure.
the next
of course,
one.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
It certainly will give them a boost of energy if they can come out with their 2 here.
Well, yeah, and the 3's not out of the question yet.
Not yet.
Whoa.
Okay, boys. That's not going anywhere.
Uh-oh. Now, that was 9-7, so it's staying up. The double's there.
The double's there, or
not
if
easy.
not the double, the hit and roll in
hit and roll,
behind
yep.
and taking the end away.
Yep. Yep. Well, that's right. Hit and roll in behind is just as good.
And he's thrown down this spot on this turn a number of times. Now Chad throws a little lighter than Peter Burgess throws on here.
Yeah, Peter Burgess has been throwing the big bombs. A lot of 7s. That's 7 seconds from hog to hog. Anyway, here comes Chad Stevens' last rock.
Oh, yeah, this doesn't look like it's a 10.
Come on, boys.
What is that, Jim? Oh, boy.
What a great shot. That was an 8.3, so that was
Oh, that
fairly
was
firm.
up there.
So
That
now,
was up there.
not only is it a real bummer for the
you saw-
Thompson team, but he's now faced with a do or die shot. If he loses draw weight here, it's over. So he's got to make this. He's got to pretty well be biting the 8 foot here. And it's got to be hard to do this after you just see your chance for 2 evaporate, right?
Oh, yeah, that's heartbreaking.
But he's got to make this to stay in this.
There's no brushes on this yet. Looks like it's going to be okay. No, that's the best you could do. That is one.
Okay.
Whoa, that
5
was
after
a
8.
heartbreak. Oh my God, did you see Chad, the way he threw that? That was amazing. He threw up weight. He knew he wanted to hit, Chad threw up weight on his last rock. He wanted to hit and roll over, and it was just perfect. And there was a little smile, or was it a smirk? I'd say it was a smile.
Smile.
Yeah, a smile.
Now
Whoa.
the boys are having a little meeting.
It's hard not to be happy when you're out there. It's just like, okay, let's just settle down now, guys, and we've got one more. That's what I think they're saying. One more. Let's get through the next end.
Look at them all smiling. Another, gee, guys, this is fun.
I know. I know.
Meanwhile, Stuart Thompson, and you've been there, Penny. You know, you've gone to nationals and then lost the next year. And how disappointing it is, right? You know.
I've had media blackouts where I wouldn't listen to the results.
Lock yourself in the bathroom with a bottle of scotch, you know.
That was it. That was it. A good book and a bottle of scotch. Okay, you still have to keep playing, boys.
You've got to keep going.
Out, yeah.
Sure, it's not over till it's over. So what do we got here? Down 3 after 8 is not totally out of the question.
I must say, I think this was unexpected. This game to have gotten away so early.
Oh, I think so too.
In the first 2 ends, the first 3 ends really. The first 2 ends, first end being blanked, and then stealing 2 and stealing 2 again. It probably was not expected by anyone.
Well, that's right.
I mean, the teams are so even matched, and it wouldn't show that way with the score today.
Where did they call for this rock by Kelly Middles?
Well, I thought he called it into the top of
top
the
4?
4.
That's what one would assume it should be. It looks, it might be a teensy bit heavy. Oh, they're sweeping. I guess not.
Well, he's had good weight the whole game.
Oh, he sure has. Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it made everything. But draw weight's such a weird thing, right? How do you, it's all feel. To me, it's all pushed, how hard you push from the hack. Now, there are pushers
and the
and pullers.
extension, though, but the extension from the release. Yeah.
Well, and then some guy, we got a guy that I know, go nameless, who's a bit of a puller. He pulls, but comes out hard and pulls back a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think that's not a good way to do it myself.
Well, it's hard to control the weight that way. I mean, if you look at the top curlers across the country, you see the drive and then the flexed arm sliding out.
A little bit of an extension, but it's a controlled extension.
Yeah, it's not a push.
No.
It's an extension, yeah.
Keep that elbow in so you don't flip it wide.
I'm just going to be patient here, and Kelly's probably happy to have a chance to hit. He hasn't had many hits in this game.
No. Might be his first this year.
You got this double here? Oh, no, just
perfect.
A little.
Perfecto. Mm-hmm. Those are scary because you come inside and you jam it, right?
You do. A little more weight on this one and come in just nice and tight and top of the rock on the 4-foot. Looks like a little more weight here.
Was that the call to freeze?
Mm-hmm. come up a little more. Come up, come up, come up. Okay.
Well, it's there.
Well,
It's
the
there
double.
for the. Oh, he's going to take the front though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the smart thing to do. They're in the ninth end. Up. Hammer.
Stevens can end it right here. You know, he scores here. He's got the hammer, right?
Yeah.
He gets a 1 or a 2 here, and it really is over. But they're keeping the front clean for the moment. Ooh, he got it. Yes, he does. Come on, get it out. You want it right out of play. One of the reasons you want to get it over there is because it could take away the draw later, right? If it's in the path for the draw.
Oh, it feels like an eternity out there for these players. I mean, family members who are hoping for Thompson and family members hoping Stevens' team. It's tense. That's why the bar is so active, I think.
Now here's a chance
Yeah,
for
to
a
clear
really
everything.
really good shot here.
Mm-hmm.
They can all go.
They can.
This is Graham Brecken's second. It's a second shot, is it? Yeah, I think so. Little out turn. Oh, I think it's a little wide.
Little wide. Whoa, okay. This is okay.
It's not bad though.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Seems like they keep looking at a spot in the ice or something. Maybe there's a little flat spot or bald spot out
I
there.
don't know.
I've seen a number of the players look at that.
There was a pop.
Yeah, it was at the
Fulton
end, wasn't
Steel.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something coming off the ice. Maybe it's snowing out there.
Could be. Who knows? Oh, this is over. Oh. Well, you know he's going to go for it.
Oh yeah, give them nothing to get around.
Yeah.
Just
well,
be
this is-
patient.
this
Don't
is-
let the game get out of.
Exactly. That's what you have to do.
I mean, you hate playing this way when when you can make these wonderful finesse shots, and then suddenly you're just into peeling the rocks out front. Here, can we kick that one over? Oh. Close that side off.
Haven't decided yet?
I'm like an 8-second delay on answers.
Well, we haven't had any officials called out there at all during this event for a hogline violation.
Nope.
Jim, this is the honor system at this event.
That's right.
And so it seems that everyone has been keeping to the rules, and which is great.
Yep.
I haven't seen an official sitting out there monitoring or checking anyone. They're self-monitoring themselves, and
Well, I was very
makes it a
impressed
lot
with I was
easier.
very impressed with Stuart Thompson there after Chad made the draw for 2 a couple ends ago, and he congratulated him on making the draw shot.
Mm-hmm.
That was really hard to do because I'm sure he wanted to miss it.
I got nothing. Shit's going to do
Well, I think there's mutual respect, even though everyone you face, you definitely beat, but you have to do where it's
Absolutely.
deserved.
No, there's a lot of great people in the game of curling. No question about it. Now, did he get that one buried? I don't. No, he didn't. No, it's gettable.
Could be the hit and roll over to.
So this will be Peter Burgess' second shot. Yeah, hit and roll over towards the pile, I guess.
Yes.
It's like swinging her.
You know, this chess team, they've hardly missed a shot the whole game.
Oh my. Really, that's true. I mean, they've made wonderful shots. Look at this.
I mean, come on.
In U.S. Oh,
How good is that?
no, that's not fair, is it?
Oh,
You can't get a break. Can't get a break. I mean, S.Thompson, that was a great call to come in around those corners. If they had been able to bury it, I mean, it would have complicated,
yeah, that's right.
the next call. But that call with the stone being there was wide open. But the being there and making it the way you want to call it are two different things altogether. And that was brilliant by Peter Burgess.
I think he's just trying to bump them around here, eh?
Yeah, I think he
guess.
wants to just keep something in the back and hope that Chad Stevens will run
Falls
one
on
of
his
their
nose
yellows.
or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Not too much chance of that the way it's been going.
You look at the weight here. Again, the amount of ice. Just a little over a draw.
You got more. You know more both than I do.
I have to come down on top of that one.
Stuart
Good
told
shot.
me I asked him when he started curling. He's like, I can't even remember. It was almost like you can't remember a time when he didn't curl. You know?
Yes.
6 or 7 years of age, I think he said.
How nice.
So now, can they get everything here?
I don't know if they can get
3 rocks
everything,
left
but
to play here, but this will be the first one by Chad Stevens. I don't know if there's exactly what the call is here.
Well, it'll depend on the speed coming out. If you can see if he's just trying to hit the one on the left a little bit. Doesn't look like a lot of weight, but
No, it's a fair bit of weight.
he's so smooth.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Look at this. Oh. Oops.
Well,
The plot thickens.
the plot thickens. Actually, that was the first miscue, I think, in the whole game
Yeah.
by Chad Stevens' team.
Who shot? Anybody tell? Can't say. Stuart is?
Wow, now.
Yeah, exactly. And they are.
The thing is, with the little freeze here, if he leaves a bit on the open side, the double will be set up, and Chad will get one. The tap back is another thing. Yeah, it looks like he's playing the tap back on the yellow onto the blue. And
Yeah, he wants to remove
yeah.
the blue and have them corner frozen so that that one's protected, I think.
It looks like that, Jim, yeah.
Which means there's a very good chance that they could score if he makes this.
He does. Now he's throwing the same, he's got the same ice as he took just for his last shot. So, wow, what's the weight going to be, right? It's a little more weight than he threw.
Little directional sweeping here.
Right. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The difference in the weight, wasn't it? I'm supposed to say, but the weight was different in the two shots. Just,
Yeah.
yeah.
This could be the game. If he makes this, he's got to get them both out of there.
Mm.
A nose for the win.
There's only way that if as we said,
He sets it.
and rolls off and hits his own ball.
He sets it.
At this point in time, that's all we got.
There's a lot of doomsday scenarios in the crowd going on here, Penny. If he sets it, he could take his own out and give away a couple. Here it
I
comes.
got my money on him. Oh, did he pull that in a little? He did. Oh my.
Okay.
No, who would believe it?
Not over yet. Stay tuned. Chad Stevens up 8-6 after 9 ends. He'll have the hammer coming home.
Hey. Oh.
So that was the first time we've seen some miscues from Chad.
That's right. There's a lot of pressure. You not even be aware of it, but you're suddenly thinking, if I make this, the game is over, and we advance to the next round.
Yep.
And so you forget that you have to make the shot you've already.
All the psychologists stay in the moment, right?
Stay
and all
in
that
the moment.
stuff.
The end certainly favors Chad Stevens. It's difficult enough to steal, to make two, let alone to steal two.
And even if they did, Chad would still have the last rock in the extra end.
I know, but didn't I call it that way?
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Give the sweepers a break for later on the end. When they might need
The extra work. We're going to get you a store open. A place called Second Cup. We're going to create a new store.
Oh, well, now we've got to see what this guy can do with the little tick shot here. Jim, when this shot first came into play, a lot of teams would overcurl the shot and thought it was easier to call it that way. But now the most successful way is to hit it on the outside.
Sure, that makes sense to me.
Good shot. Good shot. It moved it enough.
That's a very good shot. The shooter rolls out, which he doesn't care about, so that's fine. Matter of fact, he's happy the shooter rolls.
Absolutely.
We lost Stewart.
Yeah. Just having a little break here for a minute.
There he is.
Playing a little bump on his own. He tapped it.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was surprised.
Yeah, I am. Wow. But then you have to go kind of crazy, don't you, when you're down like this, the last end, down two. You have to be creative. Okay, they've got
All
that
right,
too.
so now what should Chad Stevens do? Should they draw in top 8 foot just to take away the come around?
Yeah, I think so.
Since they can't hit it yet.
Oh, yeah, they can. Is it? Can they? What are we in the
No,
rules here?
I can't hit it yet.
No, they can't.
5 rock roll rack. This is the argument. Should you throw it through or should you just put it out? Should you draw into the 8 foot, take it away? Talking. They're going to play a tick on this front one.
Yeah, it looks like it.
What are they doing?
That's the fifth rock.
What happens at work stays at work.
Am I missing something here?
No, look at this. They're just, looks like they're, boy, that was good weight for that. Just playing the over curl on it. That was a brilliant shot.
Sure was.
Just move the corner guard. As long as the forefoot is open, that's all Chad Stevens is about. Mm-hmm. Well, it's starting to move over.
Oh, is it ever?
Can they just squeak that by? If they do, it'll be pretty phenomenal. Oh,
Just ticked.
sick. Ah,
Cameron McKenzie
It just
just ticked. It
moved
was
quickly.
It was a quarter of an inch
Yeah.
from greatness.
and they lost it.
Now they can hit.
Mm-hmm.
That draw was 14-5, so the ice has stayed up. 14-5, pretty much to the tee, even if it had not ticked.
Yeah, team effort here. They wanted to take the long guard off.
They're going to blast us into the pile. They might get a couple of them.
No,
No, maybe not. I think they just want the one.
The clearing
just
shot.
want the one.
Whoa! Wow. Does that?
But then they'll take the two.
Oh my God!
They'll take the two. These guys are good.
They are really good. And Jim, taking nothing away from the women's game, but because the women can't or don't normally throw that takeout weight, it's much more difficult for them to get those kinds of results when they're playing rocks out front.
That's true.
Except the Holman.
Yeah, that Holman team is something else. But now the two of them are mothers. They seem to be not doing as well in the
A little
on the ice.
distracted?
Yeah, they're just very distracted. Here we go. This is going to be a double.
Yeah, this is when it becomes painful to have to finish the end. You just, it's just a matter of throwing the rocks down.
But Stevens, this end, they've made everything.
Mm-hmm.
They made those two little ticks, and they made the double
Oh yeah,
run
those
back and the
tips.
two out front.
Yeah, those are the heartbreakers. Ah, yeah.
Close, but no cigar there.
Mm-hmm.
The accountants in the crowd are starting to count rocks now.
Oh.
Right, Chris? We're counting down.
Those
Like
are the
counting
only
down at
ones.
midnight here.
These are the math guys.
Right. But it's not over yet. Look at this. This could be a nice little guard shot. Oh, he's way out there, though. Something. Is it going to come over? But they're going to play hit on this. Eh? They'll try
They'll
to.
just
but
take
they'll,
the guard
they'll
off.
try to double them both out.
Clear the front for sure.
Clear the front. That's job one. No, with that angle, I'm sure it's just going to be a straight clear.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Job one.
Ooh, Yes.
Job done, I should say.
3 rocks to come. Down 2. Without the hammer.
With 1 rock in play.
It's not looking good.
This is where you start thinking, well, what am I going to order at the bar? You know,
Yeah, keep the bar open.
keep the bar open, please.
I want to come and watch my brother play tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Another one out front. I mean, Thompson Rink are making some nice guards here, and they're making all those ones out front, but
Yeah, it's
Stevens
just
is too
getting
good.
down early.
Just too good.
Yeah, they're just not letting up.
No.
Yeah. Wow. Problem is you have to keep putting the guard back where it was, and they're so familiar with throwing that spot on the ice.
It's not like you need
No,
one, you
it's
need
good.
2. One's no good.
Yeah.
So this is Stuart Thompson's first rock.
Uh-oh, that could be his last rock.
Of this year's Tankers.
Chad hasn't seen him knock out those last 3 throws.
Yeah, he looks like it. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, I know.
Well, we'd like to thank Scotty's and Deloitte once again, Penny, for doing a great job of sponsoring this event.
Yes, and all the volunteers that have come out for this event. They mentioned that there were over 50 volunteers
I believe it.
participating from the club. I mean, that's a phenomenal number.
Yeah, it's a great.
Here's the
it's
last
great.
shot coming here. This could be the shot that takes him into his 3rd game today. Looking good. Ah, well done. Excellent game. So Chad Stevens defeats the former provincial champion, last year's champion, and will now his brother.
Against Kendall.
Yes, his brother, his older brother, who will be out for revenge. And
And then the winner of that game plays Jamie Murphy for the championship tomorrow morning. So I guess that's it for us. Penny, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim.
It's been a lot of fun.
It has,
this
and
week.
we'll either tune in tonight or come out. It'll be exciting, and also for the women playing tonight.
Yeah, now who we got on for tonight for the women? It's Colleen Jones against Brothers, I guess.
Yeah, Colleen
So
Jones
that'll
against
be
Brothers.
the veteran Colleen